Morning, Lee McQueen here. Give you a bit of an update on the Apprentice so far. It's actually a double entry because we didn't put one in for last week. So forgive me if you're anticipating this. But yeah, so just want to cover off week 9, the biscuit task. I thought both products were quite well designed. Certainly Zoe's team's product, I thought, and got a lot of stick, but I thought it looked really good on the shelves. Quite a high-end product. But for me, Zoe was too full on. She was too in everybody's faces, ready to argue all of the time as well, which is, you know, not a good sign, especially when you're on customer site. But I did like the concept, snap and share. But unfortunately, they got the mix wrong. They got the actual tasting of the product wrong. The thing is with this task, you can change it either way. You know, 1 minute it could be the product actually tasting bad or the product not doing what it's meant to do, and on the other side you can get that product right, but then the packaging could be all wrong, and then it wouldn't sell. So you know, it's a very difficult task to get that balance. What we'll say on the plus side is Helen again wins. So I think she's played 9-1-9 now, and 2 as project manager. But for me, Jim's back. He showed again with an 800,000 unit order from Asda that he can sell and he can offer something. I just worried with Jim a little bit whether or not he can take the leadership side of things, but he can definitely sell. So that's week 9. Good stuff. So we've lost her. I think she was probably the right person to go. In the end, I backed her further earlier in the process, but I think her time would come. And on to week 10 now. So it's really getting down to nitty gritty. This is going to sort out the top 5. And when I was in the Apprentice, we always talked about the top 5. If you can get to the top 5, then you've got a chance. So this week was the reinvestment task. It's an interesting task because what Lord Sugar got them to do is actually go and reinvest money, give them a bit of stock, see what sells, and with their best seller to go back and buy more of that with their profit and resell it, and buy more of that and resell it, and so on. And for the most part, I think that the team's got the plot. Natasha was the project manager and actually didn't get the plot. I'm really hard on Natasha because she's made it to the top 5. You know, she's done really well. She's project managed twice and won twice. So it's very difficult to criticise. Although Lord Sugar did say it was a hello victory. You know, they actually fined Natasha's team £100 for not reinvesting. And again, for me, Jim come into his own. He sold really well, and he was constantly telling Natasha to reinvest, and she didn't take that decision. I think they won by about £20 odd. So yes, they won, and a win's a win, as Lord Sugar would say, but a hello win at that. Helen this week tasted defeat for the first time. And it was actually the first time she was in the final 3 of the boardroom, and I think she found it quite tough. I think Lord Sugar pointed out that he hadn't had much time with her or to speak to her, and so he gave her a bit of a grill. And she handled it herself quite well, but when she talked about trying to put herself forward because Melody was struggling halfway through the task, and you know and trying to put a strategy together, you know, as Nick said, what strategy is there? You buy, you reinvest, you go out and sell, you reinvest. So I'm not 100% sure where she was coming from there. I think she struggled. I think Tom shone this week, totally outside of his comfort zone and selling the products really well. But Melody was a massive disappointment for me. I've backed her all the way. I think she's done really well. This is the first time she's project managed since week 1, and everybody seems in this series to be saying, oh, I put myself forward for project manager, so therefore you should, you know, I'm better than anyone else. That's not the case. The case should be that you actually, at this stage, should be really focusing on your team and utilising the strengths of the team in the right way. And Melody didn't do that. Not only didn't she use the strengths of the team, but she also completely ignored what Tom was telling her, in a sense that he'd sold loads of nodding dogs, they were really fantastic, let's reinvest in them. No, she completely didn't do that and got different products. I suppose the fact that they only lost by about £20 shows that she wasn't too far off, and I did really like her, but unfortunately she didn't do the basic things well. It's like common sense and logic just went out the window, and she paid the price for it, won before the top 5. So I feel for Melody. I'm sure she's going to go on and do great things, but we are now to the top 5. We've got 3 ladies and 2 fellas, and my tip is back. Jedi Jim is back.